welcome to this weekly update. I'm Julia Lee, an equities strategist with Bell Direct. And while earnings season is coming to a close, I guess we will be focusing in on reporting season. The reason why reporting season is so important is because it often heralds a continuation of a trend or the beginning of a brand new trend. And often the companies that outperform in the reporting season outperform 6 months later. In fact, just having a look at the last August reporting season in 2015 and having a look at the top 20 stocks in the ASX 200. 5 months later, on the 1st of February, when the half-year earnings season had started, they had averaged a return of a massive 30%. 15 out of the 20 stocks had seen a positive performance, and out of those stocks that had seen a positive performance, the average return was 47%. If you are bottom fishing though, be very careful, because the bottom 20 stocks in the ASX 200 that August season averaged a return of negative 10% once half-year earnings season in February had started. In fact, 12 out of the 20 had seen a negative return in that period, and most had seen a negative return between 19 to 42%, with just one exception which had a relatively flat performance. So given those statistics, I guess you'd want to know which are the best and the worst performing in the ASX 200 this earnings season. Well, starting off with the best, the top 5, GWA, Ardent Leisure, Cleanaway, Bellamy's, as well as Credit Corp. They've all seen a return of between 23 to 36% in August so far. On the downside though, we've seen APN Outdoor down 38%, Seven West Media, Northern Star, Blackmores, IPH, rounding out the bottom 5 lists. So let's see what the brokers are saying about some of the top performers in August so far. The interesting thing that you're going to find is that brokers are a little bit cautious on some of those top performers because of the price outperformance that we've already seen. GWA, it's up strongly in the month of August, and look, the brokers are pretty cautious on this one. Not one of the brokers that I saw had a buy recommendation. In fact, having a look at some of the brokers, UBS the most bearish with a sell, $2.37 target, then Goldman Sachs, Morgan's, as well as Deutsche Bank with neutral or hold ratings on the stock. Well, what about Ardent Leisure? Well, looking a little bit more bullish than GWA, but look, most brokers with a hold here, including Deutsche Bank, Credit Suisse, as well as UBS. Citi, though, having a buy recommendation on this one with a $3.15 rating. Cleanaway also having a strong performance on the back of its earnings report this season. Not a lot of brokers covering this one. Morgan's does cover it. It does have an ad recommendation with a $1.13 target. And finally, Bellamy's. It's had a very good performance in the month of August, although a little bit of selling coming in towards the end of the month. Under the radar, saying it is time to take profits here. Goldman Sachs with a neutral rating and a $13.10 target, but Morgan's with an ad rating and a very bullish $16.65 target. So that's a little bit on earnings season. Next, we're going to have a look at the commodities space. And look, commodities have been running hard in 2016. Citi out with this chart showing you the best commodities in the year to date so far. And of course, they're iron ore, zinc, silver, as well as heating oil. On the downside though, some of those soft commodities like cattle and wheat not doing so well in 2016 to date. Not surprising that given those commodities that have been performing well, the best performing stocks in the material sector are Fortescue up by 158% in the year to date, Saracen up by 148% in the year to date, BlueScope still up 102% in the year to date, and South32 up 89% in the year to date. Of course, next week earnings season does slow down a notch, but there are still companies coming out with reports. So if you do want the earnings calendar, please go to the Bell Direct website. Here are some of the companies that are reporting results next week. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm Julia Lee from Bell Direct. Hope to see you next week.